What is far deadlier than most people realize? Serious? Cherry pits actually contain cyanide, and 3 is a potentially lethal dose. Cherry pits contain varying amounts of amygdalin, which your body converts into cyanide. However, cyanide is only formed when the cherry pit is bruised or chewed. Swallowing a small number of whole cherry pits is generally safe, but they pose a choking hazard and may obstruct the colon in sufficient amounts. Alcohol. Loneliness. I'm surprised it hasn't made it here yet. For all you high-functioning alcoholics out there, just avoid Tylenol. Electricity. Don't fuck around with wires. It'll kill you quick. Getting in a car. The closest people come to death daily. Mosquitoes. Speaking of, rust in confined spaces. Sounds weird, but iron does actively rust. Rust is iron oxide. The iron is actively taking up all the oxygen in the space and can make this sort of death happen even faster. Hippos. Hippos will fuck you up. Escalators. Cows. If you are a Middle Eastern leader, don't trust the US. Sooner or later you will be betrayed. Ibuprofen. I see multiple comments about how Tylenol/acetaminophen goes through your liver, which is true, but that often leads people to take ibuprofen or other NSAIDs without thinking much about it. NSAIDs go through your kidneys, and if you don't drink a lot of water you can ruin them. I had to take naproxen after getting my wisdom teeth out, and I was so nauseous that I couldn't even drink water. Fast forward a day and I'm in acute kidney failure in the hospital. It can especially be a problem with sports players who will take ibuprofen before playing, then get all dehydrated because of the exercise. Make sure to drink water if you take ibuprofen. Moose. They kill more people than bears. Sinus infections. I had a sinus infection recently that went septic because I didn't take care of it soon enough. I've struggled with shitty sinuses my entire life, so I usually just handle sinus infections on my own. I finally went to the doctor when I was in extreme pain, running a consistent fever, and my eyes were swollen shut. After some intense treatment, antibiotics, and a steroid shot in the ass, a month later I'm still blowing gross snot and hacking things out of my lungs. But I can work again, so it's all good, baby. I caught it just in time, too. My doctor said if I'd waited a little longer, it could have killed me. It's important to note that this was all brought on by a week-long cocaine bender. Don't be an idiot like me. Vending machines kill around 10 to 15 people each year from falling on them. Or on a garage door. Bullying. Seriously. That shit scars a person for life. Botulinum neurotoxin, main ingredient used to make Botox, can kill the entire world's population with a few pounds/kilos. Medical radiation. Seriously, one CT scan is capable of dumping as much radiation into you as the average Hiroshima survivor received. I've seen a report about a little kid who wound up with radiation burns on his skin and cataracts because a pissed-off imaging tech kept rescanning his head every time he squirmed in the CT, over 24 times. There was another case of a woman who'd been in a car accident, had spinal damage, and wound up having 31 goddamn CTs in less than 6 months. Her lifetime cancer risk was through the roof. Seriously, I know a lot of people regard CT machines as the donut of truth, but it's a lot of radiation. Always ask if the CT scan can be replaced with an MRI or an ultrasound, and if you're being X-rayed a lot, ask about your dose. Also, if you're getting radiation treatment for cancer, ask about your treatment plan and get familiar with where the radiation is supposed to go. If you think things aren't quite right or that the wrong part of your body might be irradiated, throw a fit. Better you make the hospital health physicist cranky than take 25 grays to the wrong damn location. Source: I used to be a health physicist for a regulatory agency. I saw way too many misadministration cases. I tried to unalive myself with Tylenol many moons ago. When I realized it wouldn't be quick, I went to the ER. I'm still here, so I guess they did their job. Texting and driving. Stop it, idiots. Honestly, methanol is very deadly. It's found in many things like paint, paint removers and windshield fluid, but in its pure form, 1 to 2 tablespoons can kill a grown adult if it makes its way into your body. Hospitals. From hospital-acquired, aka hospital-given, infections like MRSA or VRE, to bed sores, to blood clots from immobility, to falls or medication errors. Hospitals can be extremely dangerous, and so few people ever realize many of the dangers. Driving a vehicle. Quitting drinking. People die every day because they tried to quit drinking cold turkey. Driving. I drive for 8 hours a day. Once every hour or so I'll encounter some jackass endangering someone else on the road. It's ridiculous. Please drive safely. Depression. Neti pots. Many people don't know you're supposed to use distilled or boiled water rather than tap. Apparently you can get some deadly brain-eating virus even from filtered tap water. Sugar. Cocaine. Yeah, I know you know the guy you buy it from. And he's legit. And honest. And he's never sold you garbage before. But stop. Someone somewhere stepped on it. And cut it. With God knows what. Doing brake jobs without proper automotive training. For the DIY it might be a rewarding job until something you didn't tighten to spec comes loose or a brake line ruptures because of improper handling of the caliper and your brake goes pedal to the metal, causing a potentially nasty incident. Basic household chemicals. Plenty of them aren't great for you in the first place. If you start mixing them it can be fatal. We'll edit if someone corrects me here, but in general rubbing alcohol, ammonia and bleach shouldn't be mixed with anything but water, and never with each other. Dogs. Yeah, most doggos you meet are good boys and just cute furry friends. Which is why people tend to forget just how much damage even a medium-sized dog is capable of inflicting if it really wants to. Take especially good care of children around dogs. Cats, too. If you have deep bites or scratches from a cat, take it seriously. They very often get infected, and if not promptly treated, those infections can cause a lot of damage. Cat scratch fever is also a real thing. It's an infection caused by the bacteria often present on a cat's claws. For the bites, the long, thin teeth of cats are great at creating deep puncture wounds that are narrow enough to close quickly, sealing bacteria deep inside you, which makes infection more likely. Don't mix bleach and ammonia, bleach and vinegar, bleach and acetone, or bleach and alcohol. To be safe, don't mix bleach with other cleaners or solvents unless you want to roleplay your great-grandpa in 1917. Dear. Seriously. 175 to 200 fatalities a year, and over 10,000 injuries. In the United States. Rabies. As a kid, I caught everything that moved and I was bit often. I never told my mother because I didn't want to get in trouble. It's only now as an adult that I realize that had I contracted rabies, and had I not said anything until I started feeling weird, it would have been too late to save me. Scary thought. Ringtail lemurs. I work with primates at a facility with exotic animals, and the amount of times I hear people say, "Oh, they're so cute. I just wanna hug them." Sure, Karen, hug a lemur. Hug one if you wanna go to the hospital for deep lacerations and perhaps even a new face. Hugging a lemur that you do not have a strong bond with, I mean trust, not love, as they rarely trust anyone outside of their troop, is practically asking for it. Ringtail lemurs are extremely defensive wild animals that are defensive thanks to the somewhat harsh environment they come from, not the rainforest. Madagascar isn't one big rainforest SMH. They are not mean, they just know what stranger danger means. Ringtail lemurs have been known to scalp humans who unknowingly step into their territory in the wild. The scalping reportedly happened in about 15 seconds. Guests tapping on the glass of their enclosure while I'm inside could agitate them and put me in harm's way. It annoys the shit out of me. If I didn't have a death wish, lol/s, it would make me pretty nervous. Primates in general. They're intelligent, armed with very long, sharp teeth, Not all but many, and a grip strength so strong that it can peel the flesh off our puny human bodies like cheese sticks. Yeah, sure. Talk about adorable. Yeah. Driving. It's shocking how frequent I see people driving as if they are willing to die to get to their destination, and not a minute later than they intended.